I share what I'm listening to and my thoughts on music and the business daily for free at helloyassine.com. What's poppin', y'all? One of my favorite beefs of all time, it's one of the longest running beefs that I can remember, is 50 Cent versus Rick Ross. And what's so beautiful about this beef is it's so evenly matched. Usually we see a beef with someone washing somebody else, somebody's career completely gone off the deep end. Let's be real, Ja Rule and 50 Cent isn't entertaining when Ja Rule was at Fire Festival and having failure after failure, unable to sell out shows. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is succeeding in everything that he does. It's just not fun at that point. But Rick Ross is one of those people that's killing it. We don't even really know how. But 50 Cent decided to take some shots at him unprompted. He doesn't need to be prompted. And it all started with the Millennium Tour. So the Millennium Tour is a tour that Bow Wow is going on with Omarion and Trey Songz, which Trey Songz has been laying really low since all of those rumors of allegations came out. This is so wild. Like, it's not even, it went from crimes to allegations to now rumors of allegations. People are like, yo, Troy Ave. Why am I saying Troy Ave? Trey Songz is next. Well, anyway, they had Plies, Boosie, and the Yin Yang Twins that were going to pop out. You know it's old heads here. Nah, you really know that they're going back into their youth. Because Bow Wow was somebody you listened to as a kid. Same thing with Omarion. Well, they were in the same generation. But they've got special guest Rick Ross. And 50 Cent hops on to say the following on Instagram. Ninjas emoji get quiet when they gotta open for Bow Wow. Boss. He not a surprise guest. He can't sell a ticket. LOL. And he says, them all Drake records that Sissy rockin' to. I think Sissy is so hilarious. Yo, bring Floyd and Big Screech out. This is in reference to Big Meech. LOL. Effing suckers. And then you've got people in there laughing like Uncle Murda. Well, 50 Cent continues. And he says, Bow Wow, like I didn't ask for the ninja emoji to be on this tour. I know Live Nation just threw that BITCH in, and he's talking about Rick Ross in this scenario. He's like, oh, they just threw him in there. He wasn't even planned. So nobody noticed this fool is opening for Bow Wow, $30K a show. Ninja trying to sell wings and car show tickets. Okay, then I didn't notice either. And one of the songs that Rick Ross was performing on there was I'm On One, which is a song that he has with Drake. And I mean, if you're Rick Ross, you've got a lot of hits, and a lot of those hits are with Drake. To be able to put on a good show, you have to play these Drake songs. Otherwise, they're looking at you like, come on, man. And then Rick Ross replies with the following, coming at, hell, a lot of people.
I didn't know that they say I was the only person that 50 Cent up. I ain't know that. I'm going to be honest. Tony Yayo told 50 Cent himself. Y'all could Google it. Tony Yayo said, I wouldn't do that if I was, because Tony Yayo know them niggas ain't got no money. Come on, man. Look at Tony Yayo and Auntie Murder nigga. Them niggas need facials. Oh, niggas whose skin ain't even right, boy. But look, 50, boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing. Put down there. Fuck how your mama live. Nigga, make her own walking star. Let me get one of them Bel Air bottles to hold up on these niggas. Man, you heard what I just said? Them niggas skin bad, man. You see that nigga Auntie Murder? He ain't never killed nothing. But that nigga need a facial so bad when I be seeing.
I think this is hilarious. We haven't really seen any progress with the G-Unit Studios, but let's be real here. And we're being fair because we're not on Rick Ross's side. You guys know, or you should know if you're new, I love Rick Ross's music. Rick Ross is one of the most underrated rappers of all time. Like, the guy's pen is so sharp. He does not drop bad albums. Name me a bad Rick Ross album. I think that's the best thing I can do to describe to you how good he is. Like, there are amazing rappers where you can name a bad album. Rick Ross, you can't do it. He's just that good. Now, he never really became a superstar, but he was able to make some moves. Now, he was talking about, this cheap land in Shreveport, Louisiana, because that's where 50 Cent is trying to build his G-Unit Studios. And he's working with the city and all that to be able to produce a lot of shows. He's trying to do what Tyler Perry did in Atlanta. Now, this is funny because Rick Ross bought his house really cheap for $4 million? And that thing is damn near a castle with a ton of land outside of Atlanta. Atlanta years and years ago. So he bought it when it was cheap, and now that thing is worth a lot more. So he had some foresight there. But what he's clowning 50 Cent about is, hey, you want to go get something cheap, but people aren't loaning you the money, because he's getting the renders, and then he's going to go to banks or investors and say, hey, who wants to help give me capital so we can build this? 50 Cent is not coming out of pocket to build a whole city. That's like somebody coming out of pocket to build a Barclays Center. It's not happening. They work with the city, the investors, all this other mumbo jumbo, boring finance stuff that I frankly don't care to explain, and I'm really not that proficient in that type of stuff. I know where my lane is. But one of the interesting things that he says, though, is when he talks about the masters. So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters. Auntie Murder ain't never killed nothing. But that nigga need a facial so bad. When I be seeing them blackheads on them niggas' skin, damn, them niggas doing bad. And 50, stop. You left your last hole because of something they said had to do with me. Don't leave Tony Yayo that. Come on, don't leave Louisiana. Don't quit like that, because you showed niggas the picture of how you wanted it to look. We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the GU in the studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. You're hustling.
This has to be joke. Number one, I don't think people are selling 50 Cent's masters. Even if Rick Ross could afford to buy them, I don't think people are selling them if they own them. Now, keep in mind, we haven't seen 50 Cent even sell his share of the masters. And the past several years, the past 5 or 6 years, it slowed down a bit after 2022. But during COVID era, these companies were buying people's masters left and right, and people were selling. They're publishing. They were selling both. They were selling catalogs. Future sold his catalog for a bag. Justin Bieber sold part of his catalog for a bag. A lot of people sold. But you know who didn't sell? Or at least even T-Pain recently sold. But I think he's also working with that company in some capacity now. You know who didn't sell? Jay-Z, of course. Jay-Z had bought them all, and he owns his masters now. Ye didn't sell, and 50 Cent didn't sell. Eminem didn't sell. That's because I think these guys realized they were part of that generation that they should not sell. The amount of money you would have to pay for a 50 Cent, just think how much money Biggie's music makes on a weekly basis. Like, Biggie's music makes, I think, at least 6 figures a week, if not more. Look at XXXTentacion's music. His mom didn't sell his catalog. She definitely got offers. That music makes a lot of money when you're a certain art. Now, that era, I would say, XXXTentacion is a different story, but that era, the 90s, 2000s, these guys were used to, okay, we sold a bunch of albums, it is what it is. Now on to the next one. Because back then you bought a CD, you just replay the CD. So you're really only buying music once. But now, especially since most of these artists are global, now in the sense that the streaming has made it so that people are streaming music globally from that era. So the 50 Cents, the Eminems, etc., they're being streamed and their music is continuing to make money, and that's why I don't think they're going to sell. And there's such legacy acts that anybody that gets into hip-hop is going to listen to 50 Cent music. So I don't think this is a bold claim by Rick Ross to make. I like the money moves. I like the people talking about each other's jets, even though I frankly don't care about any of that stuff. I'm not going tit for tat with somebody on some money stuff, but I find it entertaining to watch, that's for sure. So you got people making fun of each other's jets like Rick Ross, and I think it was Drake. They were comparing jets because Drake got this cargo jet. But 50 Cent and Rick Ross, this is all in good fun. And I like that nobody's getting hurt. I also like that these people have been able to avoid each other for so damn long, but it will be an eruption if they ever run into each other between their entourages, because they're both too smart to actually do anything. But I don't know. I'd be seeing red if I were either one of them, more so Rick Ross. And Rick Ross is an excellent beefer too. He was clowning Drake up and down. But hopefully we get G-Unit Studios. This would be good for not just hip-hop, but I want to see 50 Cent make an achievement like that, especially transitioning into something new at that part of his life. It's like a natural progression. And Rick Ross, this guy's just got his hands in so many businesses, I can't even count. And it's funny because Rick Ross and 50 Cent are somewhat two sides of the same coin. They're always promoting some liquor brand. I don't know about the headphone brand, but their IG is just a constant promotional reel. So we're looking at them like, yo, you guys realize you're doing the same thing as personalities on IG? 50 Cent's just roasting, but Rick Ross is promoting, he's got a bottle in his hand all the time. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go to helloyassine.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.